Пакет открытия.
Ну вот этих считали, были...
Нет, он не надо.
Поэтому я люблю на встречу видно с утра. Я правильно сделала?
Friends, third and last concluding episode on Ukraine crisis. Whether first one, as I said, Russia attacks, second, Ukraine attacks on LPR and DPR, and finally that I am coming on that nothing happens. Why nothing happens? That is also important, and if nothing happens, what happens? That again is important. To start my discussion on this, we must remember, we must understand that European Union nations, especially Germany, France, they have their own intelligence services, and they know well whether Russia is going to attack or not. They do not depend on Biden's warmongering. And Russia, if does not attack, and in both the cases war doesn't take place, USA knows well that after this the European Union will emerge more powerful, will take more independent path without USA, and therefore the demise of US empire will be accelerated. And therefore you can make out, if you see the media, Biden is desperately trying to raise warmongering as much as possible. Despite Russian troops withdrawing from the border after completion of their exercise, which I suppose is annual exercise, not the first time. In the meantime also, what has happened? That after Donetsk and LPR, Luhansk Republic countries, they have declared that they are preparing for war against Ukraine. The people have started running away from there in hundreds of thousands. The refugees have started, and they are going to Russia, not towards Ukraine. If Russia was the aggressor, if they had taken over, annexed these two nations, why the people should be running to Russia and not going towards Ukraine? Anyway, leave it up to you. Coming to the point again, what happens in case there is no war? But without war itself, American and other Western powers, NATO powers, they have sold billions worth arms ammunitions to Ukraine, and other aids, so-called aids, they have given to Ukraine, which the people of Ukraine will be paying through their noses, through generations. You can imagine what is going to be their conditions. Anyway, in present scenario, this is the best scene that can be expected, that there is no war. Nothing happens. Whatever damage has been done so far has been done. But no more damage. And that's what Russia will want, that's what China will want, and that's what even Germany and other many European Union nations want. Biden may shut up, may not shut up, may claim to take all the credit for himself, that war did not happen because of him. That more likely. Anyway, as far as the war industries are concerned, they will continue in different forms, in different ways, not only on Ukrainian border but other Eastern European nations, and world over they will try. They are doing it. Latin America, Africa, in Asia, not only US but other countries as well, like China's export of arms is rising to Pakistan, to many other African countries, maybe even Latin American countries. Anyway, now let us come back to the existence of or possibilities of peaceful world. Ukraine crisis is dying out. In case nothing new happens, I hope so. Will the world be peaceful? We have some more war going on in Yemen, Palestine, in many African countries where military has taken over. In our neighborhood, Myanmar, where people are resisting with arms against their own military, which has usurped the power. Yes, that's a big question. We do not want war. But then our rulers, our imperialist, capitalist class, they want war. Because war brings the profit which is not possible otherwise through the monopoly market also. Not possible. And therefore, to have a peaceful war, we have to undo whatever is bringing war on us. Anyway, leave it to you. I will not bore you because in most of my talk, I do bring the same point at the end. But yes, if you like my talk, do comment. Whether you subscribe or not, I do not care, but do comment. Even if you don't like, do comment. I will like that to happen. Now, before I end, I will also like to tell you that in present extremely degenerated capitalism, we have the leaders who are extremely imbeciles, uneducated, criminals. Look at your leaders. They do not know basics of mathematics, basics of physics and chemistry, basics of economics. They can talk, they can do drama, and this is propagated through corporates media, social media which is controlled by them world over. And there are few parties like in US, Democrats versus Republicans. In UK, Tories versus Labour. They do the same thing. They are not different. In India, whether it was Congress or BJP now, with minor changes, they all are for war. They all are for war against their own people. They can't, they won't, and they do not want to give you the basics to survive. No employment, no healthcare services, no housing. If you can work and buy yourself, do buy it. Well, guys, US empire is still crumbling. War may help it to survive for a little longer time. After Afghanistan, it was dying faster. Ukraine was a hope, which hopefully Russia will not involve in the war. And still they will tolerate the warmongering and bit losses also from USA and NATO. Yes, of course, when these guys become more powerful than US, matter of few decades in our own life, Russia and China will do the same thing what US and NATO doing today. So no peace, guys, whether abroad or inside your country. Continue your struggle. Thank you.